right, so today we're doing an exciting one that involves collage sheets and collage, magazine collage, but this is a controversial one in my house. And I'm not going to show you what it does yet, but the people in my family, Johnny said he thinks I jumped the shark. Desi thinks it's just weird, and even my dad, who loves everything I do, said he thought this one was a bit much. So watch out for today's magazine collage. I have a crazy idea I want to try. I want to make flippy pages of magazine collage. Okay? So I want to have a head, and then a body, and then you can flip them back and forth and do them, and then feet, okay? And so I was looking at heads, and I think that that's about representative size of how big a head is. So we are gonna, I don't think I have any crappy paper. We're gonna have to use good paper. Oh darn. All right, so we are gonna make a head. So this is up to there. Do we want a neck? We want a neck, I think. Yeah. So we need it a little bit longer than that to have a neck. And how wide? So about yay wide. Okay. So that's going to be our head size. That seems really long. Well, with a neck, well, maybe a smaller neck. We'll make a tiny bit smaller neck, because I want to have enough room to have a body and like shoes or a skirt or something. Okay, so now we got to do, okay. So let's make this a head with a neck. So this is our neck size, and this is our head size. This is why I'm a collage artist and not a drawing artist. So this is going to be my head size-ish. So it can be bigger or smaller, but it can't be longer than that. Okay. The kids are coming home. They just went to the grocery store, so the doggies will be barking. Okay, so now let's go to our journal, because I'm using my Dilutions Classic journal. So that means that this is as long as I can make that page, right? Now I need a body. So if we do a body that big, I feel like this is a little bit bigger than their body will be, so maybe like this big. Okay, so that's the size of their body. Right? Those are their arms. I'm a collage artist, people. Okay, and then this is going to be skirt and or feet. Right? Skirt and or feet. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna line them up in the middle. It's a little bit big. I almost feel like, because I can cut off a little bit of the top of the heads if I need to. I'm gonna cheat us a little bit room on that. That didn't help. I cut off some of their head and it didn't help. Okay, so then we have a body, and then we have a skirt. So I guess we need our skirt to be a trifle shorter. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now, head, head. skirt, skirt. Head, head, skirt, skirt. Okay, we're gonna make a background and then I'm gonna go look for things, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the size of this head to make sure that things I cut out are going to fit on there, right? Right. And then their body has to be this size, and then their legs have to be this size, or feet, or whatever. So we can flip the pages. I'm gonna cut these pages, and then we're gonna be able to flip the pages, but all my people have big heads, so I couldn't just make it like a third, a third, a third, or they'd all get cut off at their eyeballs. Okay, so now we're gonna do some backgrounds, the backgrounds. So let's just get some different paint colors. So green, green, blue, blue, pink, pink. So I have, that seemed very mathy. Hold on, I'm just gonna get some paint colors out because math is not my best thing. Okay, all my good paintbrushes are in the other room. I'll be right back. Okay, so I want to use all different colors, but I don't want to make myself crazy by, you know, like using all different patterns. So I'm just going to do some of my normal distress paint backgrounds. Oh, I need more paint. That's too much paint. So we're going to do it over here too. All right, let's get this wet. Let's get this wet. Distress paint costs a little bit more, but it also goes like twice as far. I have a whole video about distress paint, so I will make sure to link that in the description below so you can see my love of distress paint. Okay, here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Let's get that spread. Okay, perfect. So now I want to do, oh, we'll do the backgrounds first. Okay, now we have some orange. And if you, with distress, if you wet the paper and you wet your paintbrush, it'll spread and you don't lose the vibrancy of the color. So that was, this is carved pumpkin. That was wild honey. All right, let's do one more carved pumpkin. Oh, we must be going the wrong way. There we go, let's do one. Actually, I want it over here so it doesn't. Okay, here we go. Choo-choo-choo. I need one more drop. And I am literally putting one drop of paint to cover this little area. So yes, it costs more than regular acrylic paint, but yes, it spreads more than acrylic paint. Okay, there we go. Now let's do pink. All right, we'll do pink. This is Kitsch Flamingo. All right, I'm gonna kind of get some of that yellow off of here. It's not gonna be perfect, I'm sorry. Well, that's not pink. All right, we need a pinker pink. Let's go with picked raspberry. Look at that, picked raspberry can hold up better. I'll probably come along and paint over that again. One more time. All right, let's do it one more time. And I got more of that color out of the brush. There we go. And if you are freaking out about that, you need to realize that I'm gonna have Warm, warm, cool. Let's go with cools. I'm gonna have a ton of different layers on here, and you will never notice that. Oh, I love that it's making purple. This is speckled egg. Speckled egg. And let's find one more cool color, a green. Green. Sorry if you can't see this, but this is an actual project. I need to kind of get it started, done, going. Okay, there we go. Boop, boop, boop. Well, I think I want to do a green by this yellow too. Do not fret if I go over or if they cross. I will probably do borders. I will probably do doodling. You are the only one that will notice that. Uh-oh, they're sticking together. My stuff always sticks to itself because I do that. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna turn you off so that I can actually get some work done. I am going to use this stencil on all of them with a little pad over here, like this. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm gonna make circles on all of the backgrounds. So I want all the backgrounds to be the same because I feel like I already have enough going on that I don't need to have the backgrounds being different and, you know, different patterns and trying to hook those up. So it's going to be circles everywhere. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to go find the images for here. Okay, I have been picking some pages. I haven't been cutting, but I've been picking some pages. So this is our thing. So I got this girl for there, right? I've got some different eyes. I've got these eyes. This girl's face that we started with. Maybe some sunglasses, okay? So I'm gonna start cutting these out, but I wanted to give you an idea of what I've collected thus far. I think those could be a cool, I've used those in the past for like a headdress, because I'm gonna make these like very ornate. Like they're gonna have all kinds of stuff. Like here, we're gonna have a cat in the bottom of one of them. I'm gonna cut out all of this. This is very fun. So this is from my father-in-law's outdoor favorite park up by Hudson Valley, New York. This is from Storm King. And so I'm going to use this part of this as a body, okay? I'm going to use this as a body. I'm going to use this as a body because I want all different bodies. And then I picked a couple different real bodies, but we're going to have to see what we do with them. I thought this was a cool body, but I would have to move her hands up. But I thought I could cut off her sleeves and just move them up. So I kind of like this jacket very much, the shape of it. Okay, this skirt, I thought I could use her legs and then just cut this apart and stick this foot out of this part of it. I loved these high heels, so I'm going to use her shoes for sure. I'm not so sure about this lady's legs. Her shoes are kind of messy, and this is a very wide thing, so I'm not positive about her. I liked her boots and the bottom of her coat. I'm not positive about her, but I'm kind of okay. And then I love this lady's legs, so I'm definitely going to use those. So I'm going to start cutting some stuff out and maybe collecting even more things, but I wanted to give you an update on the major parts of this. And I will be back. So I'm working on my fun project that has, uh-oh, it's upside down. That has, that we're gonna cut, right? And we're gonna have flippy pages, and it's gonna be 3 different pages, right? So we're gonna have this page, and then see how we have this coming over? I'm gonna cut it. And then it's gonna go back and forth. So the first thing I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna cut this page so I can get a feel for how this is going to go. Okay, and then this one is about here. Okay, now this seems simple enough, right? So we're gonna have a head here, and then this body is gonna go back and forth, and then we're gonna have a head here, and this body's gonna go back and forth, right? So functionally we will have 1, 2, but then we could do this, then we could do this, right? So I was really struggling with this because I have found all of the people that I'm going to use. Okay, so I need 4 heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have found 4 heads, and I used my template to get the right size. I have some extra eyes, and I have some extra stuff, right? And then I found some bodies that were okay. Like, I love this body because this looks like my father. This is from Storm King, where my father-in-law worked, right? And so we're literally going to do these guys in the middle. So you're with me so far? Yes. Okay, so then... And then we have feet. So I have some really fun feet. Okay. So, but then I was kind of at a loss. So number 1, I like to do borders. So we're going to do a bunch of little borders, right? Some fun borders around here. And so then we can do doodling. I mean, this is a big project that I'll probably be playing with for a while. But then I was really struggling with stuff to put in the back, right? So I pulled some stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cute, right? And so I could put some stuff in here, and I could have some extra borders and some mushrooms and some, like I found some lions and things. But part of what my trouble was with that was that I kind of wanted to keep this illusion, right? So I wanted to be able to cross over here. So say I did a doggle head and a mushroom, right? So this is going to flip. I wanted to have something under here too that would kind of be fun and be there. And I had a few mushrooms so that I could kind of make it work, but it wasn't going to work out, right? Like I couldn't find enough stuff that I could have more than one of to do. And then this wonderful woman, Elena Zinsky, she has a shop on Etsy. She contacted me and she said, I make these fun collage things. Would you like to use some? And I was like, sure, I'll try some. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I can print multiple copies of these, right? So say, let's go with this woman who's really kind of cool. Say I put her in the back here. I can put a copy of her in the back on this page, put a copy of her here, and then when you turn the pages, she's still gonna be there, right? I can use this over here and make another copy of it over there, and she'll still be there. Now, am I gonna do that for every single page? No, but I thought, you know, there's some fun little people to put in here. And you know me, I like to have a friend, so we're gonna have some friends. Now, I do think this smeared a little bit, but that's my printer maybe. But so I'm gonna print an extra copy of this one. I kind of like this one. I only need one copy of this one because maybe I'll use one of them for the bodies or something. And then I'm gonna do an extra copy of this one. So I'm gonna print those and I'm gonna cut them out, and then we're gonna glue down some of these we're gonna glue down the borders, we're gonna glue down the heads and the bodies and the backgrounds, and I'll be back. This is what we've got. We have got our flippy page, and I have a bunch of double things, right? I have some mushrooms and things that we can like fake that they're there. I have border pieces that we can, so this is what I'm thinking. So say we're doing a pink border, right? We do this size. So that's going to be the right size, right? We put this under here. We fold this in half. We do this. We put that there. And then we put this here, right? So we're going to try this. We're going to try on the borders, because if we find that it just looks doofy, then we'll figure it out. So, and I just drew a line over here. And I thought it would be fun to do the borders kind of on the bottoms of the flippies. Uh-oh, I guess I should have figured out which was which. Little one, little one. Okay, whew, it's very stressful. And I don't want them to be exact. I don't want everything to be matchy-matchy. I'm not trying to make it perfect. You know me. But I'm just trying to give an impression that the same thing is happening on both sides. Like that, see? Okay, I think I love that. That just gave me a little heart palpitation. Okay, so now we're gonna figure out, we can do bottom, 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 bottom. Okay, so we can do this. This is what I'm saying, is if I can find something that we can kind of make a duplicate of, then we will use it to kind of sell that impression, right? So we're doing bottom, bottom. You'll see what I mean in a second. So we have, oh, and then we have a top. Well, I almost feel like we do this rather than trying to make it diagonal. Should probably get my little scissors. Where's my little scissors? Any little scissors? There we go. Okay. So on this one, we'll cut out this. Then we come over here, and that one's fine. And this one's good. See, on this one, we got to come back over here and cut out this. Right? Right. See how we're doing that? You get it? So I can do three nubbies and 2 pieces of meringue. And do not worry, I am not going to make you watch me do 5 billion pieces of matching border or 5 billion pieces of matching stuff. I'll bring you in for the exciting bits, but I wanted to give you an idea of what I'm thinking. So then this is going to be the top of this one, right? So then this will be the top of this one, and then this will be the top of that one. Hang on, I'll show you. Okay, so we have those. And on things like this, I'm thinking we can do this. Like put the dealy bob in the middle. Okay, so we're gonna put that there. We're gonna cut this in half. We're gonna glue this down. We're gonna glue this down. Match it up, kind of. Glue this down. And then, okay, so it's just inside and it's halfway. Okay, so we need it to be right there. Uh-oh, my thing came off. Put it back on. That's why we love glue. Uh-oh, Sammy's coming over. Last time Sammy came over, she got stuck under the table. Oh, she's sitting right behind me. All right, see? Now we're gonna put that on there. Make sure we can still, oh, we don't open this page. Gosh, we didn't even have to cut that one. All right, so watch. Now when we go like this, that's kind of there. We go like this, that's kind of there, see? And you may be thinking they don't match up exactly. So right now, this is when people get stressed out. There's 1,000 more layers to this project. So I'm gonna go, so here's a piece of border that I feel like we could use. I don't want it to be so big. So let's do this. And see how it kind of goes opposite ways? What if we did, oh, so the blue's on the bottom. There we go, blue on the bottom. I think I would kind of like it. I cut like a drunk sailor, people. Do we want to do this? Yeah, let's do that. Those kind of go together. And we want to get them about the same length, right? There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay. And then I'll put down one of the people from Elena's collages and kind of show you what I have in mind. Okay. So, my magazine heads are going to be going over top. They're going to be the feature because I'm a magazine collager, but I want my people to have friends. So I'm for sure going to use this balloon lady, but she's kind of tall for there. I was thinking about putting a crown like this on her, like cutting her hair off. So let's put her right here. So we're gonna do this, and it's right there. Okay, now I made a little line. I'm gonna cut these. I don't have to cut the back one. I'm gonna cut this right there. Okay, so this one just goes down, right? This is on the back page. Oh, look how it goes into her hair. I love that. Okay, so we're going to do that. There's the line. There's her hair. Okay, so then this one is going to go right there. And I can just see under there. So you can't see under there, but I could just see under there to see this is going to kind of line up. And I'll just do this side first. Then I can do this whole bottom of her head. And so one of the things I was getting frustrated about when I was trying to figure this out was that it was going to take a lot of things that had two images. And in magazines, I mean, I could have spent days trying to find two of the same images over and over and over again. And it wouldn't, like, they're the background, right? So these collage sheets save the day because I can do two of them, right? There's her. There's her, there's her, and there's her. She's kind of Pablo Picasso-y anyways, where her face doesn't line up. And I'm not trying to make everything perfect. This is not, you know, like I said, these the main thing is these girls. So let's think about my peeps. Where'd all their heads go? There's all their heads underneath. Okay, so this girl, I think this is just eyes. Here's bodies. I almost feel like I could put their bodies on first. So see, I'm going to put her body there, and then I'm going to have a standard width of bodies. So say we say, you know, we're going to make it all the bodies. Because I can make her a skirt bottom or whatever, but say we're going to make all the bodies this wide. And I think I want them wider rather than skinnier. Then I come here with this, right? I do that. I cut off her foot and I move it over. I'll show you. Boop. Cut off her foot. Okay. So let's just say this is the width of the body, right? Then I want to have this skirt. Oh, look, I almost did it perfectly. Oh, I'm so brilliant. Okay, so first off, we need to find out how tall this needs to be. So this can only go up this far. So we need this. We need to cheat this a little bit. To there. Okay. You can't really tell I took anything off that side. Okay. So now this is here. And we're going to cut off her shoe over here. All right, I'm going to stick this down. Because this is going to be a ton of gluing, you guys. This is going to be just getting things lined up and that. And so I cannot be precious with each and every piece of this collage, right? This is going to be crazy pants. So I cut out longer than her shoes were, because I want to paint them and make them look silly. All right, so here, let me show you this. And then I'm gonna take a bunch of time and get stuff glued down. Is that a little too weird? Should we go over here? There we go. That was a little too weird. It looked good when she had a big giant skirt, but now she just has a silly skirt. Okay, so now we need to pull this up. Oh, good, because I need to pull this up. This can only go over as far as that. Right, and let's kind of cant this in a little bit, because I can draw that however I want. Okay, so that's about as wide as that is, right? And now I can cut this off on this line. Put a little glue in, and I'm sure there are people who are mechanically inclined out there who are going, it would be 10 times easier if you did it this way. But I am not mechanically inclined. I'm just a derpster. So this is how I am going to do it. I'm trying to get rid of that little point. There we go. Okay, whew. Okay, so now I have that. Now I want a body. So do we want to put the Storm King body on her? Okay, so if we're going to put the Storm King body on her, it can only go as high as this. So we need to cut off some over here to make sure it'll fit there, right? And then we need to make it as wide as this paper. And having done this before, what happens is if you nibble at this paper every time you cut it, some of your things are going to get much skinnier. Ask me how I know. All right, so then I would put this here as the body, and then we're going to have the head and the neck up here, and then maybe I do some arms later or whatever. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I will be back. All right, Desi's here munching on a donut. I have a donut. I showed her our flippy book idea, and she thinks it's weird, cool, but weird. So we now have semi-approval from the teenager. Okay. So I wanted to show you this stage. So the only 2 feet I have are those 2 feet. They're on, and they're, you know, relatively close together. And then I did mushrooms. I did this girl. She doesn't really have a body. I did some borders over here. The tower. This girl goes the whole way down. And so we're just tricking, mushrooms across the top. Hold on, mushrooms across the top. Borders all over, not total borders. Like this is the base for this tower. So there's 2 borders. And this is the part of a collage where you start thinking, this is just a hot mess. This is just like, this doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense right now, right? We need to start to put some things together to make it make sense. So I'm gonna get us we're gonna do, we were gonna do the Storm King body, and I'll probably find her some arms because I feel like we need some arms on her, but we'll get this down. Oh, and we need to give her a wing. Let's give her a good wing. Well, we need something that's a different color than the background. That'll be a good wing for her. Okay. I'm kind of a 1 wing gal. Some people like 2 wings. Some people like to use things that aren't wings for wings. I like to use wings. And I have bought butterfly books. I think this is from a ephemera pack. I collect wings. And sometimes her arms cover it up, or maybe I'll just have 1 arm. Okay, so let's do the bodies, because I think those are going to be the easiest for us to do. All right, that's a good body. That goes right there. All right, we have to make sure it's as wide as our thing. Is this our measurer? That's our measurer. And she's as wide as our thing. Perfect. All right, so we just need to do, I need to do the bottom. Oh, we need to give her a wing too. Hold on. I think she can use one of, oh, she's nice and big. She may be very floofy over here. Or we might give her that little wing. Okay, hold on. There we go. We're gonna put her in the middle. Give her room for her neck. Oh, she may be weird for a wing. Do we want a wing on her? I don't know if I want a wing on her. Pretty big flappies already. We're gonna go no wing on her. All right, go. There we go. All right. So, I'm gonna leave her flap on for right this second. Okay, now, actually I'm gonna take this off because we're just trying to make sure they go evenly down the thing. So this shows me where this person needs to be, right? And so it's going to be the same over here and the same over there. It may not be the same even the other way. Does that make sense? All right, where's another body? I know I cut out a bunch of bodies. All right, this is a body. This is some legs. Was I thinking I was going to do Karen's? I thought I had more bodies. Hold on. That's a head, that's a head, that's a head. Okay, we have 4 heads. Oh, here's a body. Well, we will use what we have. Okay. So I think this was the top of this skirt. So I don't want that to be the actual one here. So let's use, what's the other thing we have for a body? So we can put her body here. And that means this is this body. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we need this to be 1 off of each. So we're just going to come right up in here and cut off one side. And I have a donut too, so I'm going to have to dump you in a minute and eat my donut because I can smell it and it smells delicious. Okay, so this is going to be this body. And it is going to go right there, and I definitely need a wing for this body. There we go. That wing's going to go right there. This is a very fancy body. She's got a ribbon, and she's got a wing. Okay, there we go. Then we glue on this body. Okay, so I'm going to put all my people together and eat my donut, and I will be back. Okay, so I have my head and the body and the legs. Head, body, legs. Oh, I forgot to give her wings. Does she need a wing? That wing's on the wrong side. Why are all my wings left-handed? I don't even think I can, oh, could I pull off his antennae and make that, oh, I could do that. All right, let's not get wing judgy. Oh, I put that dog, or that cat behind there. As I find things I planned on using, I just stick them on, right? Okay, so there's a wing. So this is, she has a little crown so far. This girl, I swapped out her eyes and then I forgot to cut off this little piece of extra eye, so I just have to fix that. She is very fancy in her sweater and then her legs, but she looks really cute when she has this. This girl's happy. I'm going to find her some feet. I need to get her a hat, obviously, to cover that, and maybe some eyeballs. Everybody needs necks. And that is what I will be working on this afternoon. But I just think these, so I was so worried, honestly. I could not figure out how I was going to make this fun and interesting and all that. And I have to say, having those multiple copies of these, having the multiple copies of that, has really made this a pleasure to do. And that's because you can print them. You download them, you print them. I have some Diane Reevely collages, which you get printed out, which is delightful. But I would have to buy a whole nother set, where with this, I was like, oh, I think that would be cool. And then I'm like, no, I'll print two. And then that worked out really neat. And I'll make sure I put a link to her Etsy shop, Elena's Etsy shop, in the description. So I'm going to be doing some work and I will be back. Okay. Hey, kitty. I know. So I have all of the stuff down. So I have the legs and the body here, her head with a fancy eye, a little bit of glue goobies. This with a lettuce neck ruffle. I need to draw her neck. These shoes. Then we have her, and this goes on this side, that matches. Her, I need to do something for her neck to hook it to it. This goes over here and becomes that fun drapey pattern. And then this goes over here and becomes these feet. And then she's super fun. She has a hamburger hat, different eyes, the Storm King neck, which we'll do something with, and then her little boots. And then all of these can go back this way and become different things. So I am going to be doodling tonight like a mad woman. Okay, so this is turning out really, really cool. I think way cooler than I even thought it would be. Okay, so things I did last night. Oh, I'm gonna have to move some of my stuff on my desk. Hold on. Okay. So, I kept doing this. I'm gonna move this up a little bit if I can. I kept doing this. So I would go here and I would flip this over and I'm like, oh, okay, yellow. So I put yellow up here. I thought yellow would be a good one to go with that because I wasn't gonna paint this one. And then I would be like, okay, how does it look with that? Well, that looks really good. So then I painted her little pants, kind of the blue jean color. Okay, here's her neck. So I pulled this over. And this is actually, I did the bottom of this like this and then did the neck part up to her head like that. Okay, so that's what I did last night, was I went back and forth a lot. So now this yellow outfit goes with that. And then if you pull this over, she has a green garter that goes with that green. So I have to tell you, it was a lot of kind of, oh, let's go over this side. So then I made sure that this dress went with this bottom. And then this skirt goes with that bow, right? And then I have a little purple in here because she has purple eyes. And this has no purple. She has green eyes, but I thought the green eyes went with the bottom here. So, and I don't know if you can hear, Josiah's doing steam cleaning. It's Sunday, and we never discourage the little children from cleaning. So we're gonna clean. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the shading and the highlighting. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of purple up in her eyes to kind of get us some dark up in here, just at the top, because their eyes will look better if they have some shading in them. Okay, now think about on a sweater where there would be like shading, and it would be under her arms, right? So under her arm, oops, I want to get it on her hand, and then over here a little bit, and then I tend to do a little bit around like where there's joins. So this is kind of joining. I just want to give it a little bit of a highlight, and then maybe along this edge here a little bit, just to give a little bit of dimension to the whole thing. And then this oftentimes will settle into the paint. It doesn't wind up being like strong lines. It winds up being kind of, you'll see as you watch. Okay, now down here, I want a little bit of color along this back edge of her shoes. And then maybe a little bit along this bottom part of her soles. And as you go back, see how it's kind of merging? But the whole thing about it is I'm starting to get to where it's not so flat. It has a little dimension. It has a little bit of interest to it. And these are pit pens. These are India ink pens in a pit pen. So I feel like that's good on this so far. Let's just do one set at a time because this is very convoluted. Okay, so now on this yellow, I have a bright yellow, and I'm gonna kind of just highlight little areas of this, maybe along these, and I drew the bottom of this skirt. Maybe a little bit of highlight on the outside edges. I always shade on the left as if the sun was coming this way. You may always shade on the right, so do it in the direction that your sun is coming from. All right, that was just a little bit, but that really made this pop. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to go around all of the outside of her, except for her hair, because her hair is black.
Done.
You're done?
I'm gonna go fishing.
Oh, here you go.
Ah, done.
Did you clean up?
Yeah.
You emptied the dirty water?
Yeah.
You put the thing away?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I didn't have.
And you put it in the garage?
Yeah, I don't think I have to empty out.
Tiny bit?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, honey. All right, so now we're gonna go around here, and this is nice because this will help us blend this butterfly in that has kind of this weird outside black part, or white part, excuse me. My colors got mixed up in my head. And just to let you know, this was a huge project last night. I didn't realize that doing this would be like doing like 4 pages at once.
Mommy,
But, yes, honey?
I got the cat litter this week.
I'm doing it this week. No, I don't expect you to do my job for free. All right. So this was a huge job that I didn't really think through, but I have to say that I am so darn excited about it. I think it came out so well. Now, what this final black outline does is it kind of makes them forward and makes, oh, I am going to do around her ear where there's a, I want to make sure that's part of her. But what it does is it kind of brings them forward because there's a shadow behind them, and then everything else recede further to the back. So now, even though we have a ton of stuff going on behind her, she is going to feel like the most important thing on the page because she's the only thing that's completely highlighted. All right. And this black India ink pen is soaking in really well to the printed collage pieces that I got from Elena, and it's sinking in really well to the distress paint. I have a whole video about distress paint. I really love it. It's very matte, but it's not sinking as well where I have the little collage pieces of just magazine pages. But that just happens. It'll be fine. Okay, here we go, here we go. We're going to just get all under her neck there. And that is what I'm going to do all around these. I'm going to be highlighting. Let's finish this whole one because I'm going to finish highlighting her eye. See how you don't really see the Pitt pen very much? It's not like it's screaming, but it really makes a difference. I thought I had a purple Pitt pen. Maybe I don't have a purple one. We'll go with like a burgundy. Oh, there's the purple Pitt pen. I took it out already. All right, so we're going to give her a little bit of purple in her eyes. And then we're going to do a really bright blue. And just kind of merge all of those together. And Pitt ink, so India ink, will stay live for a little bit. It will not, it's going to soak into there. It's going to dry, so you can, I don't know if you can see it dry, but I can see it dry. It's drying on there. And now we just want to put a nice dot in her eye to give her a little bit of shine and make her eyes look cute. So that is, oh, gosh darn it. I want to go around her beautiful extra eye over here. There we go. And that is one of them. So I'm going to do them all. So I'm going to do all this girl, all that girl, and all this girl. And I'll be back to show you the final product. This is fun. Okay, I brought in my guest crafter, Deslyn.
Hi.
Who I hope is hungry because she's going to be eating her words. Remember how you thought this was weird? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first girl. You're used to seeing girls like that, right? Mm. And here's the second girl. See, she's got her stuff going, but watch. You can make all different girls. She has a green garter. She has cool shoes that go, see, matchy-matchy.
Very matchy-matchy.
There you go. Oh, her sweater matches. She's laughing at me. I don't know if she's eating her words. Now watch this girl. She's got a hamburger hat.
Weird.
Okay. Now she can turn into that. She could just have the cool bottom, or she can have the whole outfit. Oh, yeah. What do you think?
Still weird.
Still weird? Get out.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know about Deslyn, but I think it's cool. I did follow so I was inspired by a person on Pinterest. I'll put a link to that Pinterest pin who had kind of a flippy thing going, and that made me think of doing this. But I think it turned out so cool. I think that the having the people on both sides, having the like the tower over here continuing on, really helps to sell. Even the mushrooms over here and the mushrooms being up here, And then when you flip them, the mushrooms are still there. I think that really helps to sell the idea that they all go together. So I'm thrilled with this. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. It was a lot of work, but it may be one of my funner things that I feel like I've done. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.